YouTube family, what's good? What's good? All right, this is From the Hip, and I'm not going to be too long. So I'm listening and watching this podcast from this team called Too Posh, and their guest is David Weiss. In this, he discusses what happened on Behind the Curve. Excuse me. Now, I'm discussing this because many of us flat earth folks or true earth personnel talk about flat earth on a daily basis because we're so excited about it. I know I am. Now, you have folks that'll come up to you, doubters and globers that'll come up to you and say, hey, I just saw a movie disproving your flat earth claim. That movie is called, and then you already beat them to the punch. You're like, Behind the Curve. I know, I can explain. Or I already know, I can't explain, but I can tell you that it is in fact flat. I'm sure there's a reason. Now, right here is the reason. Take a listen. Tell me what you guys think. Here it is.
It didn't do it.
Oh, also, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this podcast in the description box so then that way you guys could get it too. Listen.
What it was supposed to do.
Yeah, so you're talking about Behind the Curve,
Yes.
which is a Netflix deception, where it was made by people that weren't very they weren't being fair. They actually edited the movie to be deceptive, and we're in the process of suing them right now.
No way.
The experiment that you're talking about was, we came up with this great experiment. We go next to a canal and we put up 3 pieces of plywood and we level them off with the surface of the water, so we know they're at the same level. And in each piece of plywood, we have a hole like 6 inches around at the same level. 1, 2, 3. If the Earth is curved, the middle one should be higher, and you shouldn't be able to shine a laser through it. Okay, so we had this whole thing. We set it up, and the lasers spread out over distance, but you don't notice that because perspective makes you think that they're a nice thin straight line. But if you're at the other end of that, the laser could be 10 feet wide. So we have what's called the laser condenser, a very expensive piece on a very expensive laser, and it melted. It got so hot, it melted, and we couldn't use it. So while we're there, we're like, hey, well, let's just see if we can hold a light. And we held the light, and the guy at the other end couldn't see it, and we held it up, and he goes, oh, I see it. And we're like, and Jaron, the guy who was doing it, he goes, interesting. That's where they cut the movie. Then he brought it down, and he could see it again. He goes, oh, I see it now. And they left that part out of the movie. Everybody walked away from that saying, this didn't prove anything. There was globers there, ball Earth people, flat Earth people, and like everyone's like, this didn't prove anything. Although the fact that we could see it down did indicate that there is no curvature, but we all agreed to walk away with no conclusion. But they edited it to make it look like we were hiding the truth.
There you go. There you go. And we already know David Weiss. We already know how the flat Earth folks are, and we know that, hey, if the science is real, the science is real, right? However, if it's been disproven, that's what we're going to rock with, right? We don't bend science. We don't twist science to our favor. We just don't do that, right? So that's the explanation. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this video right here in the description box. You guys tell me what you think. Oh, and by the way, I went ahead and I conducted another temperature test. Today is like the 5th, I believe, of March. And we've got a full moon out. And with that full moon, I went ahead, not just for shits and giggles, man. I went ahead and I ran a temperature check. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And I went ahead and did a concentrated moonlight test as well. And it was the same thing. The temperature just drops, right? With magnified moonlight, it just drops. The same way with magnified sunlight, it increases, right? It burns a hole. Either way, that's what I got, YouTube. Tell me what you guys think about this. If anybody has anything to say to you as far as what I mentioned earlier in this video about, oh, well, I have a film that disproves your flat earth claim, show them this. All right. YouTube family, I love you. Peace. I'm out.